Oh, do you come to this place a lot?
Not enough, actually.
Not enough.
No, it's a good place to unwind.
You mean you come to places like this because you want to relax?
Well, it's also good to talk about certain things.
Things that are inherently uncomfortable.
Yes, like Ridge and Taylor.
I wonder how things are going for those two tonight.
Well, it can't be pretty, knowing what Ridge has to tell her.
I had a long talk with Brooke today.
About what?
She's agreed to surrender at least 2% of her stock in Forrester, giving us upwards of 51% and controlling interest.
How did you manage that?
Well, I had to give her something in return.
Wait a minute. Something's not computing. Did you talk to her about Europe?
Oh, yeah.
She must have been upset when you told her you weren't going, and still she gave you control of Forrester?
Well, actually, she didn't get upset.
I don't understand.
She wasn't upset because I didn't turn her down. I'm sorry, Taylor, but I am going to Europe with Brooke to get this company back. And it's something I have to do.
No, Liz, it's not a rumor. No, I'm not going to go. I'm going to send Ridge. Ridge knows Europe better than I know Beverly Hills. An interview, sure. Be glad to give you an interview anytime. You set it up with my secretary, all right? All right, Elizabeth. Bye-bye.
Was that Elizabeth Peoples?
Yes, it's all over the industry.
Well, that's unsettling.
Well, not for me. Stephanie, this is the shot in the arm I've needed for the last 2 or 3 months. Forrester International, and nobody's going to stop us. Not Brooke, not anybody. We're opening in Europe.
You didn't use protection. What are you, crazy?
Hey, I didn't do it on purpose, okay? I forgot.
Connie, you forget your car keys or to pay the rent, but this is something you just don't forget. You guys are drinking.
We had a few drinks.
A few drinks.
Karen was nervous, and she needed to relax. Believe me, she needed a few drinks.
If she needed it, maybe she wasn't ready for sex.
Well, I realize that now. But what's done is done. We made love. I didn't use protection. So now what? I have a girlfriend who...
A girlfriend who might be pregnant.
He's about to get the best news he's heard in a while.
What's that?
I was wearing a diaphragm.
You were.
Never hurts to be safe.
Well, good for you.
Hey, you know what? My future's important to me, and I'm not about to leave it in the hands of some man. I don't care how much I love him.
And Connor doesn't know anything about this?
Well, I didn't exactly get around to telling him.
Oh, boy, is he gonna be relieved.
Yeah. Unless
you don't tell him?
Well, this might be an opportunity for a little test.
It might be an excellent opportunity.
Let him sweat it out a little while. See how much he really cares about me. If he blows me off because he thinks I might be pregnant, then that tells me a lot, doesn't it? What do you think?
It's risky.
Yeah, the truth can hurt. But I've got to know, Macy. I have to know how Connor feels about me if I'm important to him. I wonder, how will Connor treat the woman he was so anxious to make love to when he finds out that she might be pregnant? Do you really want to know, Karen? Yes. Yes, I do.
have to know. You're very determined.
I am. This European expansion means more to me, Stephanie, than anything has ever in my life.
Why?
Because it's me. It's Eric Forrester, building, creating, the same way you and I did 30 years ago. Only now, Brooke owns all that. I no longer control the very product I created, and I can tell you not a day goes by that doesn't gall the hell out of me.
Have you spoken to Ridge?
No, I haven't.
Well, I have. He has struck a deal with Brooke.
A deal? What kind of a deal?
She will give us control in the company if she can go to Europe with him to set up Forrester International.
The two of them together?
Yes, the two of them together in exchange for 2% of her stock.
Is this for real?
That's what he's told me.
Why is she doing this?
Well, that's obvious, isn't it? She wants to go to Europe alone with him, and she wants to do it very badly.
Well, has she made that a condition? That Ridge go to Europe without Taylor?
No. No, but I think it's a calculated risk on her part.
I think you're seeing this wrong, Stephanie.
How else would you see it, Eric? It's her last chance.
To do what?
To make a life together with Ridge. She'll take the children. If they go to Europe, they'll have this extraordinary experience. They'll be there for weeks, for maybe months. This is a real bargain that she's getting for 2% of her stock. She's getting too much, Eric. We can't let her do that.
Let me get this straight. You come home, plan this romantic evening, hoping that I will react positively to what you just said to me?
Let me explain
No,
this.
Rich, there can't be any possible explanation. Good Lord, how can you even suggest it?
Honey, the moment I step on that plane, Brooke signs over stock to Dad, giving him controlling interest in the company again.
I don't care. Don't you understand, Rich? I don't care about stock. I don't care about Forrester. I don't care about Eric. I care about us. You and me and our marriage. And I'm telling you, it will not survive if you go off to Europe with that woman. It just won't.
Taylor, of course it will.
No, Ridge, not from where I stand. We're fighting for our lives right now, and we're not even apart. How can you think, after everything that we've been going through, that I would even accept it?
You're not listening to me here. This is about Dad, completely.
No, don't give me that. No, Ridge, I don't want to hear it.
Well, you've got to hear it, Taylor, because that's the only issue here. It's about a man who's worked 30 years to build something that was taken away from him. Now, he needs that back. I have a way to get it back.
By prostituting yourself? By giving in to Brooke and her desires for you?
As far as I'm concerned, Brooke isn't even a part of this. I have one goal, Taylor. One focus. And that's to get Forrester Creations back to my family. Finally, I've got that goal in my sights. It's right there. I can feel it. I can just reach out now and grab it.
Yeah. And all you have to do is walk away from me and into a future with Brooke. You know what astounds me, Rich? Even more than what you're telling me. What really astounds me is how out of touch you are with my feelings. And what that woman has done to us. If you knew even a fraction of what that woman has laid on me, you wouldn't have even brought this up. You couldn't have. Or maybe you do know and you just don't care.
Thank you. Well, here we sit while our futures are being decided.
Is that the way you say it?
Isn't that how you see it?
My future was determined a long time ago.
You're so convinced you'll have Ridge.
Not at all. But I am convinced that I may never have anybody else.
You are joking, aren't you?
Does it look like I'm joking?
You'll never love anyone but Ridge.
Well, I don't exactly see anybody on the horizon.
Well, perhaps it's time you expanded your range of vision.
Why, Dr. Warwick? Are you coming on to me?
Excuse me, Miss Forrest. Blame it on the surroundings.
I am flattered, but you're in love with Taylor. That's quite obvious.
Is it painfully obvious?
All right, yes, it's painfully obvious.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have the same confidence in my future as you seem to have about yours.
I seem that confident about Ridge?
More than I do about Taylor. I told her I wouldn't try to contact her again. I intend to live up to that. Though on nights like this, when the jasmine is blooming, it's amazing how a subtle shift in the wind can stir up so much longing.
You are in love with her.
She's done so much for me.
It's all right to love somebody, James.
Well, it would be easier if that somebody were available.
Maybe you should expand your horizon, Doctor.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, thank God we had the AIDS test done. We don't have that hanging over our heads.
What?
Well, Karen didn't say anything to me this morning, so she obviously doesn't know.
From what you say, she was pretty high last night.
She's gonna freak out when I tell her.
You could always...
Not tell her?
She probably isn't pregnant.
Right. And if I tell her, she's just gonna stress out for the next month. Now, why would I want to do that to her?
Of course, on the other hand...
If I don't tell her, and she is pregnant, she'll kill you. Rightfully so. Man, I've just got to start doing the right thing. She deserves to know. Okay. We're gonna have dinner together tonight, so the first thing I do, tell her everything.
Well, my two favorite gentlemen. Are you ready for our date tonight?
Yep.
What's wrong? You seem a little worried about something.
No, I'm fine.
Good. I was thinking maybe we could have Mexican food tonight.
Sounds great.
Anthony, do you want to join us?
Oh, no thanks. I've got some work to finish up.
Okay, well, that's probably just as well because Connor and I have some talking to do.
Yeah, we sure do.
Two months. All I'm asking is 2 months to get this company up and running. As long as it takes, it could be less.
60 nights or less, all of which you will spend with Brooke.
Would it help if I were to promise?
Don't make promises. She won't let you keep them.
Then come with me if you don't trust me.
I have my practice. You know that.
Taylor, I don't know what to say to you then. I am not going over there to carry on with Brooke. That is so far from my mind.
Ridge, I have heard all of this before, and I'm not going to stand here and argue with you about it. Now, 6 weeks ago, you were on the cover of a tabloid kissing this woman. I forgave you for that. I understood how that happened. But please, don't ask me to consent to a junket in Europe with the very same woman. That is asking too much.
How else can I guarantee getting control of the company back?
You find another way. Damn it, Ridge.
I can't. I can't.
You can.
No, Taylor. I've made the decision to go. I am going.
Then why even bother telling me? You knew how I'd react. You knew I would never accept this.
I'm begging you to see my point of view here.
What about my point of view? What about that, Ridge? Do I ask that much? Am I that unreasonable? All I want is a marriage and a husband, and maybe a child someday, and some time to ourselves like we used to have. Is that excessive? Is it wrong to want those things? I'm not a very complicated person, Ridge. All I ask is that you love me and you respect me enough not to make me sanction you going off to Europe with a woman who clearly has designs on you. But no, I suppose that is asking just too much.
Taylor.
No, don't touch me.
Taylor, please come back. Let's talk about this.
Oh, my God. Aren't you forgetting something, Stephanie?
What?
Ridge has a say in all this.
Well, of course he does. He helped put the deal together.
Well, he's not going to put together a deal that's a threat to his marriage.
Eric, he isn't thinking about his marriage. All he's thinking about is his father and the fact that his father wants control of his company back.
Ridge is not going to do something reckless.
Don't you think that what he's doing now is reckless?
Stephanie, I'm not going to interfere in my son's marriage, and neither should you. Now, Ridge is an adult. He knows what he's doing.
He is pushing his wife to the very limit.
That's your interpretation.
Yes, it is, and it's an objective interpretation. It's something that you and Ridge are incapable of at this point in your lives. All he can see is that his father wants control of his company, and all you can see is that you want control of this company again. Well, I can't fault you for that. I can't. But I can't sit by and let my son destroy his marriage for that. That's exactly what'll happen if he gets on a plane and he goes to Europe with Brooke and those children. If he leaves Taylor here with Warwick sniffing around, that marriage will be finished. Eric, that marriage will be finished.
Well,
I wish you didn't have to go so soon.
I know. I have to get back to my babysitter.
I will see you again.
If you want.
I won't.
You're a fine man, Dr. Warwick. Who knows? Maybe some other time, some other place.
Yeah.
Call me.
I will. Taylor? My God, is that you?